I
Today was a
saw
whole
you
day.
were streaming.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. I've been talking about how I've been slacking off. Sure. I'll get candid. Why not get candid on camera? I have been feeling like I'm not doing as much as I should recently. I don't know. Have you been feeling that way?
No, I'm doing too much actually. I didn't. No, I agree. I've been like, damn, I've been slacking. I gotta do some stuff. Though I have a bunch of projects I need to do. I just got this new TV. I gotta mount that. I gotta take apart that thing, get rid of it. I gotta do some other stuff. I just got my 3D printer up and running. It's
Okay.
working perfectly fine. JK, it actually is failing to print as we speak. Um,
That's what you do. You fail until you succeed, right?
yeah. I think it's if I focus on making like things that have like a centered, it'll work fine. Because right now I'm trying to print a mask, and one side just lifted up. I stopped it from the one you saw, right? Both sides lifted
Mhm.
up. Nah, this time only one side lifted up, and I'm like, I don't know why one side is lifting up and not the other. But that's not the point. Like I just feel like I'm slacking off a little bit.
Same.
So I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get in gear. I'm gonna get in gear. I have to. I have to
What do
get
you
in gear.
think is the solution to this? Like, is it accountability? Do we need to find a way to keep each other accountable? Is that what it is?
No, because there are times where I'm just like on my shit. Like you're just doing what you're
Sure.
doing or
But I'm saying
whatever.
it doesn't matter if sometimes,
Yeah, no, but
it's
listen,
just
it's like I don't think accountability is gonna suddenly make it like, damn, I'm letting that person down. Because honestly, I don't care.
yeah.
Like I don't care.
Well, not that
Like
you're
like
letting
listen,
down.
like I'm saying, like even if
Yeah.
like you were my accountability buddy, if I wasn't gonna do something, I'm not gonna do it. That's the
Well,
thing. I'm not gonna
you
do it.
say that, right?
I
But all
know
the
that. I'm
well,
telling
here's
you.
the thing. All the available information seems to suggest the opposite. When people
But I'm not
do have,
talking about people. I'm talking about me. I know
sure,
myself. I was like, I'm not gonna do it.
but do you?
Yeah. That's why I haven't done any of the things because I
I don't
haven't
know.
done it. Like, I was like, I'm not gonna
It's
do
like
it.
we,
That's
that's
what
the
like
thing.
I feel. It's more like for me personally. I need that internal motivation. That I
Hmm.
need. I need to. I have to have the fire. Um,
That's not how it works.
it
Actually, it's
is
funny that's
for your
actually the theme
boy.
of today's episode. That idea of the internal motivation, the fire. None of that stuff is real.
It is real.
None of that stuff is real.
I gotta get
It's
some
like
soul
it's
and
real,
work.
but it's not real at the same time. You get what I'm saying?
No.
It's like, all right, so yes, motivation. You should have motivation to do something, but it's very unlikely that your motivation is going to do anything. You can be really motivated to do something and not do shit. You're just excited about it and you don't do anything. You can just be like, oh man, wow, writing is so fun. I like writing. And you don't do anything really good with it. You just like, you write here and there, but you still slack off. Nothing comes of it, right? In actuality, you need ways to actually get yourself to do the boring parts. Because it's usually what motivates you is the excitement of what you're going to do, the end result, the end goal. You get what I'm saying? But the journey itself is boring as fuck and very unmotivating.
I don't know about you, bro, but I love the journey.
Hmm. Sure, but well,
I don't know
you,
what to tell you, bro.
I don't know,
I'm
man.
just different. I am built differently, bro.
I don't
I
know,
am
man.
built
You know,
differently, bro. No,
it's
stop.
boredom. It's like it's a boredom
Bro, it's
thing.
not
Because I
even.
remember,
I generally don't even think I'm bored. Like I just, it's kind of the goal that I don't want. Like one of the things I gotta do is I gotta apply to jobs, and I was like, damn. Once I get that job, I'm going to fucking bro. It's really just like I don't want to deal with another boss that's kind of shitty, and I know I'm gonna have to deal with a boss that's kind of shitty. I was like, damn, I really
yeah,
don't want
well,
to do that.
it's the little things like that, right? It's like, okay, I want to write a book. And it's like, okay, you like writing, you enjoy writing,
It's
right?
trash.
But then those moments when you don't want to write or the moments when it's just not working, it's not coming to you, and you still got to find a way to put some shit out there, but you don't know how to do it. Then if you follow what other people say, you're just like, oh, only write when you feel it. You're not gonna get shit
Yeah,
done. You're not gonna get shit done. Nothing's gonna happen. You could be like Stephen King, or like he just writes. He will literally, as he's writing something, what he does apparently is if he doesn't feel motivated to write one thing, he'll start writing something else, so he can still at least get some writing done. And I tried that; it actually worked. A few, like I remember I was writing a story, and I just started getting like I think I started losing interest in the story I was writing. So I started writing another one, and then it worked, and I did the same thing again. It's like when you hop onto the new idea, your brain kind of fires back up again if you start getting bored of the old thing. So it is a good way to keep yourself consistent at least. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out the consistency. I'm done figuring out the motivation, any of that shit. Because I've noticed like there have been times when I felt like a god and I felt really fucking motivated. Didn't mean I actually did anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt mad fucking powerful. Then there have been times where I didn't feel motivated. Like for example, right? Back the most productive I've ever been probably was when I didn't have time to do anything else. So when my time was all taken up and I was focused consistently on improving myself, it's all I cared about. It wasn't even like I was doing it because I was motivated or like there's this passion inside. It was just like it became robotic almost. So it was just something I was doing. There was almost no emotion in it. And then that is when I was actually the most fucking effective. There was emotion, but it just wasn't the kind of emotion you would expect. You get what I'm saying?
So what I'm saying is, you're trash.
Yeah. Well, it's just interesting how it works that way.
For
How
you,
you're
it worked that way for you.
thinking. No, I'm saying you. Most people sit there
Ooh,
that well actually that's another good point you just made actually I want to get to that too, but it's funny how people think that the solution to their problems is this drastic shift, this massive change, but they're not doing the rudimentary stuff, the basics that could probably improve their life. You know, they're waiting for the crazy shit to happen, you know. It's like for example, right, let's say a guy is like, oh, I want to meet women, he's like, I want to meet women, and you look at
meeting
him.
women, bro. That's kind of mo, ain't it? A
Well,
little bit.
actually, we knew someone like this. He's talking about picking up chicks, and we're looking at him, and we're like, I don't know, man. I feel like there are a few missing steps here. You know, like there's a few steps you're skipping. You know, it's like if you want to be appealing to women, right? There are certain if you want to meet women, the first step is probably to be at least somewhat appealing to them, right? At least
Oh,
somewhat,
that
right?
guy. Oh, that
And
guy.
if you're not going to do certain things to be somewhat appealing, at least you're probably not going to have any luck doing that thing. And then you're probably going to start complaining when it has nothing to do with the you're going to put all of it on the outside world. You're going to act like it's women's standards are too high. That's what you're
He's
going to
talking
say.
about incels now, huh?
Yeah, true.
He's
But you're
talking
not
about
doing that.
incels.
I mean, more generally speaking, though, like
I
people
mean, it's
will
true.
complain.
Like people will
Yeah,
complain, and like it's hard not to complain sometimes when you're just like you
yeah,
feel like the whole world's against you. Like, but it's like, bro, did you really put in the effort? You know,
yeah.
did you
Did you
really
actually do
try?
anything? Yeah. Or
Like,
did you it's like cuz it's like even yeah that did you actually try, or it's like did you expect some savior? Did you expect some miracle method you found on the internet to save your life instead of doing the basic things like they're like, "Oh yeah, I feel so depressed. I'm going to start doing this thing I saw on the internet." And it's like, "Why don't you just go outside and take a walk every once in a while? Maybe take a
that's what
walk."
they say on the internet.
Well, the stuff on the internet will tell you stuff like if you're in the red pill space, it'll tell you stuff like um, your solution is to get rich or that kind of thing. They'll say get your
Yeah, I
money up,
mean, getting your
get
money up
rich.
will solve a lot of your problems.
Sure. But sometimes your problem is as simple as because like people, a lot of guys like that will think the solution to their problem. I've seen a bunch of these videos. I don't know if you've seen them. These shorts where it's like, oh, I feel sad, and they'll be like showing their progression into Chad or whatever. And in my head, I'm just like, I meet guys who aren't Chad, and they seem just fine. They seem just happy. Like they seem normal. Like they started doing something that made their life better, and it did not. They didn't have to become they didn't have to start emulating fucking stereotypical ideas of masculinity in order to do it.
I mean,
And I mean, can go out
yeah,
for it.
yeah. Like you don't need to do all that shit to be happy, right? Like I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, but to
Yeah,
sit here and say that every single person on the planet is gonna be happy if you all do this exact thing, like, bro, I'm telling you, the second you start going to the gym, you're just gonna lose all that depression in your side. It doesn't make any sense, bro.
yeah,
Like if the gym was the answer for everyone, how comes there's niggas who don't go to the gym and is happy? How does that make sense?
yeah. Well, I mean, part of the problem I think is happiness. One, that's the other thing, right? we let happiness guide a lot of our decisions, and you can be happy doing a lot of stuff. Like
You could be
you can
happy
be
doing a
happy.
lot of things that you shouldn't be doing. Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Exactly. You can be like that time when I took a certain drug I shouldn't have been taking. I was very happy. And if I let my happiness guide me, I would have taken it again. Then I would have taken it again. The next thing you know, I would have had a fucking addiction. I would have had a habit. And I would have been fucking doing that thing all the time.
Bro, but you would have been happy.
Yeah. Jesus
Nah, but
Christ.
what I meant was or what I mean is, how do I even say this thing?
Contentedness? Something like
Yeah, I feel
that?
like people try too hard to be happy. Some people get it twisted that they try to be like, if I'm not happy 24/7, 365, there's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
And I feel like that idea has been perpetuated throughout society for a bit. I'm just like, yo, like, bro, I'm not
Yeah.
happy all the time. I'm
That
not trying to
goes
be
to
like I'm depressed. It's like I'm just not happy all the time, bro.
exactly.
It's happiness
It,
is one emotion you should be feeling. One.
exactly. Exactly. It's very rare, especially in this world, that you'll be happy all the time. Heck, like
I don't think
it's
you're
like
supposed to be happy all the time. It doesn't make any sense, bro.
yes, yes. It just doesn't make any sense. It just if you were happy all the time, one that could you imagine what it would be like to just have this exuberant? Like I felt okay. So the other day, right, I did feel like that. Where so I did this weird. So no, it wasn't weird. Sorry, I do meditation all the time, and there was just one day where it was just very weird. I did the meditation and was filled just that one day. Usually, I just feel really calm. This time it was really calm. Everything felt like it was going to be really okay, but it just didn't feel right. I was like, this is weird. I was like, it feels like I'm on drugs. That's what I kept thinking the whole day. I was like on the bus. I'm like, dude, it really feels like I'm on drugs. Like, that's what I kept thinking in my head. I was like, this is not a normal state. I was like, it's not. And it did really like, I'm talking to people and I can barely like focus on what they're saying. I don't know why that day it was just very strange. Like this switch went off in my head. It felt weird. So that's what it would probably feel like to be just overjoyed all the time. You just feel like you're on drugs 24/7. I mean, well, some people would love that feeling, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe I don't know. I'm not a meditator. I don't meditate, so I cannot relate to your experience too much.
It usually just makes me feel calm. That's all it does. I just feel very,
I do feel
very
that some people
up there.
need something else in their life to like focus on, because I feel like you probably just do need something in your life to focus on, and not even
Yeah.
like obsess over, but like something to look forward to, and it doesn't even need to be like some super grandiose thing. Like even if it's just like,
I mean,
damn, the new episode of One Piece drops tomorrow. That's enough, bro. That's enough.
I think it just needs to be something outside. No, I don't think it can be just One Piece. I think it has to be
It's just an
something.
example, just so you know.
No, wait, here's why I say I don't think it should be One Piece. I think it needs to be something outside of yourself that is within your control. You know what I'm saying? Something that you have some control over, where it's something that requires you to do something outside of yourself, something you can be proud of, and then you'll be okay. And it just has to be something simple. Like you like carving wood. That's just what you do. That shit will probably you'll just feel good. You'll just feel content. You're a wood carver. This is what you do. You just carve your wood every day. You get home, let's say you work the normal 9 to 5 that everyone's trying to get you to escape and tell you that if you live that
Bro,
way, you're
working
gonna
a
hate
nine to
yourself.
five is actually not that bad. As a
It's
person who worked a 9 to 5, it is literally not bad.
it depends what kind of job you have, and
No, because like we can get into specifics, and I go point out jobs that are bad, right?
yeah,
But I just mean like overall, like the idea of it itself is not that bad. It's just when you
well,
start getting to the craziness of like, all right, so it's not like it's not that I work 9 to 5. It's just like I woke up at 3 a.m. to get ready to drive for 2 hours to get to my 9 to 5, and then I drive around. Yeah, that shit's tiring. I'm telling you, when I was 30 minutes away from my job, I was like, I woke up, I went there, had my oatmeal, chatted with the coworkers that were like cool, like they were cool people, did my job, then I went home. And I was like,
again, that's
sun
the
up,
thing.
we're still great. I got time to do shit, bro.
That gets into what you like. You enjoy it. It's for your specific personality. It
All
makes
I'm
you feel.
saying is it's not that bad. Like I was like, whenever
Yeah.
you hear about the nine to
But
five,
again,
talking about
you
how it's
can't.
soul sucking and this that and that, it's like, all right, you
Well,
gotta
see,
like clarify. There's very specific things
no,
about
because
that. The
even
idea
that it might
itself isn't that bad.
It might just be your personality. For most, like, well, not most. I don't want to say most. For some people, it is fucking soul sucking. Right? Like I would assume for a very creative person, a person whose brain is always firing off on ideas and they want to create those ideas, working some normal 9 to 5 probably would feel like mental torture and being in prison. Like, very would feel like that. But again, it depends on what kind of person you are. For a very strict and like more logical, let's say, which is it, the right brain that they claim is.
I don't know.
I
I
think
swear
there's
to
not
God,
even any
it doesn't matter.
research. I think the research actually proved a lot of that shit to be wrong.
It
But
doesn't really matter.
for those kind of people, something like a normal 9 to 5, they probably love that shit. They're just like, okay, they love the idea of putting their schedule together and going to work and putting in the work and that kind of stuff. But then for certain kinds of people, they fucking hate it. But then the problem
It's
is,
not that bad.
well, see, that's what I'm saying. You're
See,
talking
but I'm
from
saying like, I'm not saying it's for everyone. I'm just saying like, they're trying to make it seem like it's the worst thing ever. I'm just like, yo, it's not that bad.
again. I'm
If
saying,
you are that kind of person, yeah,
yeah,
like go
it
ahead,
probably is the
sure.
worst thing ever.
But I'm talking about like, all in general, relax.
Well, see,
Relax.
I believe the reason why you hear that is because I think we try too hard as a society to force everybody into the same mold.
Well, we
I think
definitely do.
that's the real problem. I think that's the real problem.
I also feel that people really do hate their jobs, and they will sit there and not do anything to change it.
Well, part of it is because you don't even know what to fucking do. Because let's imagine you hate your job, right?
No, yeah,
But you
you're right. You're like people. It's hard to figure out what you want to do next.
exactly, yeah,
But
you don't know what
we
to do.
talked about it before, where it's like, all right, look, man. Even if you don't know what to do next, like take
Do
some
some,
steps.
do
You know,
something.
like you
Yeah.
should try something. Because if you really hate your job and you're not gonna do anything about it, I'm not even gonna say sorry, but that's on you at that point.
And the best way out is through, right? You just do something. You just got to
Do
do something.
anything. I don't even care if like the next job you go to, you also hate. You can go to like 6 jobs you hate, and it's like as long as you're figuring out, it's like all right, I don't like that, I don't like that, I don't like this, like something, you know.
There you go. It's like what we are talking about. That element of some level of control over your own circumstances will give you that little bit of happiness. Like just some sort of change where you can see, okay, I did something, it had a meaningful impact. It can be that simple, and that can fix the way you see your life. So I mean, I guess that's what it is. It's just focusing on the simple stuff. Maybe that's even the solution to the whole feeling like you're not doing enough. Just trying to focus more on the simple stuff.
All I'm saying is I'm looking forward to new episodes of One Piece. That should get me hype, bro.
Yeah, of course,
Every
of course.
Thursday, woo, baby.
Makes everyone excited. The things you enjoy that you like observing, yeah, it's gonna get you excited. But I'm saying,
Gets me through the
as a
day, bro.
solution to your problems, you
I don't
probably,
got no problems, bro. I got One Piece.
I mean, that works for some people too.
It
Being
does.
that consumed with content. I've never been that way though. I can't
That's
say.
because you don't read One Piece.
No, it's like, for example, right? I really liked comic books and science fiction, but not so much to the point that it was like, I'm just gonna read this stuff and it's gonna give me happiness. It was, I like this stuff. It's cool. I'm gonna emulate it and try to make my own. This is how I've always been. This is how I guess that element of action has always been in my head. It's like you should do something. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. But now consistency is what I got the action. I just need to be consistent.
Bro, you ever thought about not doing anything?
Sort of. I've wondered what that would be like. Because you ever heard of Wu Wei,
No.
that philosophy? I think it's Japanese. It's a
It
Japanese
sounds
idea.
Japanese.
Pretty sure it's Japanese.
Doesn't
Or is
sound
it Chinese? Might be Chinese. Anyways,
Sounds Chinese more. Wu Wei?
Wu Wei, yeah. So I think it's spelled WEI. WU, then hyphen WEI.
W-E-I. Yeah. It doesn't sound Japanese.
Anyways,
It's Chinese, yep.
yeah. So the thing is, the idea
Effortless
is,
action?
yes, it's accomplishing through not trying, right? And I've thought about that, but I don't think it works that way. I'm just I don't think you can just not try, and it depends. I think first you have to master the basics, and then when you get good enough at the thing, then I think it's getting out of your own way once you get good enough. You get what I'm saying? That's what I think that whole Wu Wei comes in. Because if you get really good at something, but then you start to get frustrated, as part maybe some of it is you need to step back a little bit and start, looking back. Heck, maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I need to step out of my own way and just let it flow through me, right? Well, that's what I'm gonna do. I had like bigger goals,
All right.
not goals, but like daily habits I was trying to build. Gonna scale them back a little bit, focus on the really important stuff, and just do that. I need to focus on one thing at a time, or at least somewhat master one thing before I try doing 1,000 things at once. You get what I'm saying?
I
Yeah.
don't know how to get on this website. I'm on the website. I'm trying to look into some way, right? And it's like, cookies. And like, I always cook manager cookies. Always manager cookies, right? Like, if they want marketing data and sticks on you, just say no. Because, like, if they give you the option, say no, right? But I can't get past this point. There's like, accept all cookies or make your declaration. I'm like, okay, I made my choices. And now it's just like, it won't go away.
Yeah, it's like you made the wrong choice.
Yeah,
It's like you,
no. It really feels like they're just like, you made the wrong choice. But because like if you just read it, like do nothing, it does sound like, yeah, just be lazy. No. I don't think that's what it means. I'm
well,
trying
that's
to
not what
like,
it's. But I'm
that's saying
saying I
that's
don't.
what it sounds like.
Oh yeah, no.
And I'm trying to
Yeah,
like
they're
read
just.
more about it, but
I don't
it's
think. Well, basically, the idea, if I remember when I was reading about it and looking at this, the idea is you can accomplish action through like it's sort of being more relaxed about it and trying to be more fluid, right? And not not focusing on it as hard as you normally would. And also, well, it's a very complicated. Not I don't want to say You know what? Yeah, it is. It's a whole fucking philosophy.
yeah.
So yeah, there's more to it. But the idea is like, and there are different types of it too. That's the other funny thing. There are different kinds. Um, it's like part of it, I guess, because even some people say that the best way to solve something sometimes is to stop thinking about it,
Oh,
like to
I've
just
definitely
rely,
done that, bro. Definitely done that. It definitely has happened.
automate
Where I'm
habits.
like so focused on something, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm doing left and right. I'm left and right. I'm like, fuck this. I walk away, go to sleep, wake up. I'm like, it's 5. It's fucking 5. What is wrong with me? Like
Yeah,
it's just like There's definitely also been times where like I'm trying too hard because I'm like, all right, I gotta use this information, that information, and like trying to gather all these things. Like, wait. No, it's a lot simpler than that. Just bring it down.
yeah.
Relax yourself.
Sometimes I guess Lupe was wrong. You got to dumb it down sometimes, right? Yeah.
See, it's not in the sense that I'm dumbing it down. It's like more like I'm overlooking the obvious answer because
Yeah.
I believe it's the dumb answer.
Yeah, I'm saying you gotta dumb it down. You gotta accept it. You gotta just be like, maybe it's the most obvious thing right in front of my face.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
like
it's
not
that.
that bad.
Yeah, you gotta start subtracting, right? You gotta start subtracting. Because even like in my personal life, the period when I
Ooh,
was probably
personal
most
life.
the period when I was most happy and everything was awesome. And I remember I would tell people about this and they acted like I was crazy. I was like, it was when I subtracted many things from my life. I was like, they were just very my life was just very limited. Like there were only certain things I did. Like you said, you know how you told me you were like one piece would get you excited? I would have my shows, I would have videos I watched, I would write things, I would draw, and that's kind of all I did. Like I didn't do anything else. And like I would eat kind of the same thing all the time. I would make a very specific meal all the time, and life was awesome.
Oh, and he's gone. So,
Did I get kicked out?
yeah, you just got kicked out. I don't know what happened. Um, that
Anyways,
was the machine telling you unlocking the truth there, brother.
oh yeah. It's funny you mentioned that. That Coach Greg guy, that's what he does. Whenever his stream starts messing up, he has this clip that says new world order, new world order. And he starts playing that. He's just playing around, like it's a little bit of a meme, but he's joking that he's like, they don't want you to know that information. That's what he'd be saying. But anyways, um, so yeah, like when my life was like very simple, people would act like I was crazy. Like, isn't that boring? I was like, no. I
Bro,
was
there's
like,
nothing wrong with boring. There's
yeah.
nothing wrong with
But it
boring,
wasn't.
bro.
It actually wasn't boring. I didn't feel bored. I felt content.
You're overstimulated. So they don't understand what it means to actually enjoy things anymore.
Yeah,
That
like I
sounds like a
felt good.
bold statement, but I genuinely believe this. Like
It's
sometimes
true.
y'all just gotta stop, bro.
Stop.
Cause
Yeah,
we just had the most fun we had in a long time, and what did we do? We sat here, watched a stupid
watch the
movie,
movie.
then we went and got food, and that was it. That's all we did, but we had a
Sat
fucking
there
blast,
joking
bro.
with each other. We just sat there joking with each other like old times.
Listening to music from 2007, we were like, ah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was in the end. That was in the end. Yeah, the
Even
music.
you were like, damn, now you're having all this fun. I'm about to go.
I was too tired to enjoy the music though. At the end though, I was
nah,
bad tired.
I believe you. It was tiring,
At the end, I was tired as fuck.
bro.
I
I
was.
won't
That's
even
why.
lie.
I
Like
was,
that was real fun. I was like, man, all the times like that's not even like I dislike going out with friends, but doing all that, going out, doing this, blah blah blah.
I think we started doing too much of the other thing. We should have.
Yeah,
It should have been we do more of the simple things and very sparingly we do the other thing.
yeah, like bro, come through. We watch more stupid movies.
Yeah, that was fun. That movie was goofy
It
and
was goofy as
hilarious.
hell. It was fun. RRR, watch it. This is
Yep,
promotion. This is
this is a
directly from
promotion. It was a good movie. They're paying us. That's
they could if you wanna.
oh my god. Yeah, I would promote that movie. I don't care. That was a fun movie.
Man,
Yo, it.
later we're gonna find out it was actually Indian propaganda.
I'm pretty sure it was,
I
but
mean, obviously they had two Supermen.
good. As we're watching, it was literally based on a historical thing. It
Historical.
was Indian propaganda. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was propaganda. Like they were
It was
trying to
definitely
promote something.
propaganda. Just like
Now,
Superman. Superman's
not
propaganda.
all,
Don't ever forget
not
that.
all, not all propaganda is bad per se,
You were
But
saying that because you're a Superman fan.
no, I'm saying it's like the movie is about them revolting, right? Not necessarily a bad thing. They're fighting back against people who came to their country and was just bossing them around and telling them what to do.
Yo,
Like this,
what if they were helping them?
they did technically. The English did help, but it's like that's the thing, right? There's always two sides to these things, right? There's always two sides.
I
Like
don't want to say
they're
two
helping,
sides because that sounds a little too. It's like black and white. I don't want to say two sides, but there's always more to the story. I'll admit that.
it's like they're helping, but at the same time they're not helping. You know what I'm saying?
Not everyone who's doing like say colonialism is like some actual evil tyrant, but free labor. Some people genuinely like I just want to go and like teach things, like
Yeah,
share
well, yeah.
knowledge, information
The
exchange,
people,
stuff
the
like that.
people on the ground, yeah, the people on the ground, a lot of them, normal people.
Yeah,
People don't think about it that way. But it's what I meant more so is like the act of colonialism on one hand would bring basic necessities to a lot of these places that you can say improved the quality of these people's lives somewhat, right? But then at the same time, there are other things that came along with these improvements that were kind of a hefty price tag. You know what I
there's
mean?
also the argument that it's like, well, if you left them alone, then maybe they develop something else entirely.
Or they would have just not developed it and they would have just lived their life like that, and it's
And
okay.
yeah, they've been fine too. But even if they, it's like, man, look, man, if they got that shit system down, no one's dying of disease and rot. Who cares, bro?
Yeah, because like even when we think about that, a lot of the time when people are like, "Oh, um, the Europeans brought all these
Innovation.
advancements," right? I think you look at these people in some of these tribes, like when you're watching that video with those men climbing those trees in Africa, reaching in to those trees with bees in them, reaching their hands back out, nothing's wrong with them. I'm like, if they
At
can
one
survive,
with nature, bro.
huh?
At one with nature.
Yeah, I was like, if they could survive and do all that shit, I was like, was it really all that bad? I was like, maybe they would have been fine. Maybe they would have been fine.
They probably were gonna be fine.
Yeah.
In all honesty, like
Yeah, it's funny. I'm reading Dune, and part of the plot of Dune is like basically there are these niggas called the Freemen, right? And they've been living in the desert, and everyone kind of was underestimating the Freemen. Like, the Freemen know how to survive the desert, but now they're finally starting to see that these niggas are just like fucking really amazing fighters. Like basically there are these crazy imperial troops that are well known across the universe. Everyone's fucking terrified of them, called the Sardaukar, right? And everyone's like, "Oh, the Sardaukar," and the Freemen were like, "Yeah, we found one of them niggas and we just beat the shit out of them. We beat them all up and we caught three." And they're like, "What? You know those were the Sardaukar, right?" They're like, "Oh, wow." the Sardaukar? Well, I guess that's why they fought so well. That's kind of cool. Like they just like it's
Oh
weird.
wow, that's nice. Good for them. Oh man, that's so stupid.
Crazy because it's like that and that kind of shit is real, man. Like if we went to Jamaica, right? If we went to Jamaica right now and tried to like race some of them niggas,
I'm not
man, they would
racing nobody in Jamaica, bro. I know for a fact. I know
or
for a
fight
fact
one of them.
I'm getting dusted, bro.
You'd probably walk up to some old guy in Jamaica, thinking you're gonna win in a fight with him, and he'd probably knock you up, he'd dust
Nah,
you up.
bro. That is years and years of physical labor. That body is a trained machine, bro.
Yep.
Like, nah, I'm
He's
not doing that.
yeah, like his he has this wiry muscle. People underestimate that wiry muscle. They don't realize that sometimes without all that fat, it
Yeah, it
is
does
like
look like well, it's the idea. It's like, oh look, if your muscles are big, you must be strong. Like that's not true. Like you don't need big muscles to be strong. Like
oh
you can strength train and like have lean muscle
yeah,
and just
that's
be
actually
very strong.
another thing you just touched on. Like even folds into the topic of keeping it simple. Working out is a perfect example
Yeah, people be
of
doing too much sometimes,
yeah.
bro. So, oh my god, you be seeing people doing the absolute most, my guy. And I'm like,
You literally
what are you here for? Like, what are you doing? Like, what you really doing all that to impress bitches at the club?
oh yeah, that's the yo. I'll never forget this guy said this in a video because I used to watch. I don't watch as many fitness videos now as I did, but I used to watch a lot of those motherfuckers. Most of them, but most of the ones I watched were them making fun of the stupid shit. So I would watch a lot of that stuff. And this one guy was talking about how he was at a because he was responding to someone made a joke about how they'll sit there in the gym taking all those roids and shit just to go be a waiter. And the guy was dying because he said he literally saw it. He was at a restaurant and the guy was swole as fuck. He was like, yo, like he's like they go to the gym just to walk around in like some tight suit. I see it a lot. Like especially there are a lot of security guards like that. I guess they think they need to work out that much because they're in security. But working out does not mean you're a good fighter. So you can still get your ass mopped up. No matter
Get that
no matter
shit
how strong you are.
tossed, bro.
Yeah, no matter how strong you are, if you don't know what you're doing, someone can kick your ass. Someone way smaller than you can kick your ass if you don't know it. Not way smaller,
Yeah, no,
but
there's like still a physical element to it, you know, and I
like
mean physics element to it,
let's
you
say you
know.
got 20 pounds on someone, but they're the same height as you, right? And you're thinking, I'm so swole, there's nothing they could do to me. But they know how to throw punches and they know they're gonna fuck you up.
They're gonna box you.
If
They're going to box you a good one.
you don't know how to throw a punch or how to weave or how to block, they're gonna beat your ass.
If you got like 100 pounds on someone, yeah, they probably can't do much, skill or not.
Yeah.
Skill or not.
Even you never know. You never know if they get lucky and get that right hit in the right
Yeah,
place.
yeah, yeah. But I'm just saying, like in general, like you got a
In
hundred
general,
pounds on people, bro. Throw that weight around.
generally speaking, yeah, no. But yeah, man, people forget that sometimes your answers are simpler than they appear. Just keep it simple. Just focus on the basics. That's what I'm trying to do this week. I'm gonna close out this week strong, focusing on the basics, and then yeah, there you go. That's my plan. What's your plan for the
My
week?
plan is to do everything everywhere all at once.
That's good.
But I do gotta. I want to wake up, throw that TV on the wall, break that down. That's really the immediate plan right now. I'm like I said, I'm keeping something like I could keep listing things, but no, those are the
Exactly. Yeah,
two things.
that's what I was doing, man. Think
I
my
know I
list.
was there.
No, I'm saying recently. I had it wasn't that small of a list, but there were habits I was trying to break, and there were maybe like six of them. Then there were habits I was trying to build, and there were also six of them.
Oh, God of
And I think what
War.
happened is I'm gonna cut that list down to half. And I'm gonna have three habits I'm trying to build. Focus on trying to build those habits for the rest of this week, and maybe still try to focus on not. Yeah, you know what? A list of six. Three habits I'm trying to build. Three habits I'm trying to get rid of. Focus on that, and then once I succeed there, then I'll start, one by one, putting in the other habits. Just keeping it simple, because I was doing well. I was doing okay. but I would still have my moments where I missed a day every once in a while, that kind of thing.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Wait, suggest
like
me more. Cause like I was even watching Mr. Beast. Like, I was telling you how Mr. Beast was like, yeah, I sat here and like for like a good 2 years, I figured out
yeah,
everything about YouTube.
exactly.
Like he sat there. Like it looked as like, yeah, this guy Jimmy, he just like woke up one day and was like a god at YouTube. No, he put in the work. He put in
Yeah,
the absolute most amount of work, and that's why he
yeah,
is where he is. Um,
yeah. Because like even with creativity, right? Being creative is not enough. It's like you can be as creative as you want. That doesn't mean
you
shit,
gotta put in the
right?
effort.
Yeah, it's not even just the effort. You got to have a level of stability in order to actually implement things and
Mm.
know how to how to work effectively. If you
Mm.
don't have that skill, you're not going to do shit with your creative energies. Mm.
Well, no, I was thinking it definitely
Mhm.
starts young too. Like you definitely should, or at least like if you have kids, you definitely should help them get going. Like,
What do you mean by that?
bro, because I think back to being when I was like younger and I had all these ideas and energy and like motivation to do stuff. Bro, the amount of roadblocks I faced,
Yep, 100%.
and then like
100%.
you just kind of like lose it. You're like, damn, I'm doing too much. Or like,
Yes.
damn, I'm just.
Yes.
And I was like, no, like, bro, when I was a kid, if there was a question I wanted to answer or idea, I would just do it, bro. Like, oh, is this laptop broken? I would sit there and take that whole bitch apart and just look at it and be like, all right, this, and I would sit there trying to figure it out. And now I'm like, nah, I don't got that energy. And I was like,
Yeah.
damn. And bro, I won't even lie. Sometimes I get jealous. I've seen these people, like these younger people on YouTube, and like they have all these things, and it's like, oh man, clearly you're like family, like
You have
made like
supportive.
fostered your creativity. Like, look, man, if you want to try this, go ahead. I'll help you try it. You know, I'm not. And I was like, damn, could have been me. So I'm trying to get back into that, right? Like trying to like build those habits back, that
Yeah.
desire.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Because, like, yeah, like even with socializing with people, right? Like, that shit was super easy, super easy. But the role, it's like you said, it's like certain things happen in your life, and like it just it fucks you up, and then you just can't do things that you used to be able to do that was so simple before. Because now it's like it's created this. It's like Kanye was talking about. He sounded a little silly when he said it, but he was pretty much talking about how you tell a kid they can't do something, and now you start putting the idea of can't in their brain, and they go through their whole life. They keep being told you can't do this, you can't do that, and all they hear is you can't, way more than you can, and then that's the idea in your head. All you think about is I can't do this because like I can't becomes much more natural than I can. You know?
Mm-hmm. It wasn't even just Kanye. Other people were talking about that same shit.
Yeah.
Where, um, I think it was something where it was like, yeah, like they did a study or they did an experiment, and like we told kids no way more than we told them yes. So all they heard was no. Um, and like I even witnessed it kind of today, where like I was literally on. Like I told you I was on a date, right? I was on a date. They'd be like, "Oh man, I never did anything like this before." I was like, "So we were at a crane machine. We were at a crane machine. They're like, oh, I never did this, or I'm
What
not
is
good at
it?
these things." Crane machine, you know the crane machine.
Oh,
So they were like, "Yeah, I'm not good at this." I was like, "So, like, just do it. Like, who cares? Like, even if you waste a try, like, I'll just get more tries. Or even if you waste a try, it's like, it ultimately doesn't matter. You know, like, just
yeah,
try things." And
yeah,
even when we were eating dinner, they were like, "What's that taste like?" I was like, "Eat it. Like, just taste it." So I'm definitely trying to break that idea of I don't know, and I don't want to be afraid to try things. And as you know, man, I'm not afraid to try shit. Well, not anything, but I'm a lot less adverse to it than most people.
yeah. Yeah, for me, it has to be like it's when I'm not thinking that something becomes super easy. Like, for example, even with let's say go back to talking to people, for example, the moment I stop thinking, then I was it becomes super easy. But then if I have to think about it, then the ideas start to seep in. When I'm not thinking, boom. I mean, you've seen it. When I'm not thinking,
Yeah,
fucking natural. But then when I start thinking about it, and And the other thing I noticed with talking to people, so I don't know if maybe sometimes I seem like I don't want to talk to people for that long. Like I get bored. I don't want, like I think I like having shorter conversations sometimes, unless they say something I'm actually interested in. But then like that whole shit where you're just talking to them, I seem to get bored very quickly.
It's very hard to talk to people if they don't want to talk back to you, you know. And
No,
I
even
won't
that.
lie, I felt like that today because I'm like chatting with this person, I'm asking questions, I'm trying to figure out what we can chat about, and it's like, wow, bro. Literally at one point, it's like it just started. We haven't even eaten yet. We're just waiting for the table. We're just sitting there not saying shit. I'm just like,
Well, sometimes silence isn't. There's nothing
I
wrong
know,
with it.
like I know silence isn't anything wrong with it, right? But it was just more, it wasn't like that kind of silence. We were like, oh yeah, it was an uncomfortable silence. It was like, damn, we're just kind of just here now. And you know, like it went away eventually because like I guess they got more comfortable. Um, and like we were actually chatting, and like literally like we had the best conversations when I was dropping them off because we were in the car, we were chatting, and like it seemed like they were a lot more comfortable with going on. I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah, they're probably just nervous.
yeah. Which you know, like I saw, like I was like, damn, this bitch is nervous, wasting my time. But it was just like I was, look, man, you gotta overcome that shit. And I did start to think, I was like, damn, guys really do gotta just like get over nervousness and shyness a lot earlier in life, huh?
Over what?
Get over shyness and nervousness a lot earlier in
Yeah,
life.
yeah. You don't. Well, I mean, in a way, women do too. Like, if you're a wallflower, sometimes it's not going to work out for you. Like,
Sometimes, but it's like it's. I feel like it's a lot harder if you're a male wallflower. Cause
definitely.
look, man, say what you want, but women want to be approached, right? Like they not like they want to be like ran up on or nothing, but like you know, like they like to be romanced and whatever. So you're gonna have to like put yourself out there.
Sure. But like in the element of like that element of confidence, right? If she's more of a wallflower and she doesn't know how to express herself, she probably might have less friends, and then that might make her social life difficult. You know, kind of the same way we would do for a dude.
Yeah,
But even with dudes, it's a little different because I don't know how to explain this. It's like it's weird, right? At least when you're a young man, like it's not as hard to make friends. Like young men are
I feel
very
once you hit 25, it's hard for everybody.
yeah,
And
yeah.
honestly, because like I was even telling Christian this once that was like we were friends by circumference. Like we were close to each other. Like if we had the opportunity, like the option, I don't think he'd be my friend. I told him that too. I was like, yeah, you probably wouldn't be my friend. I probably wouldn't be your friend. He got offended, but I was like, bro, like we like a few of the same shows, but other than that, like we're
That's how friendships work, though. Because
yeah.
like even when you think about how our group built, new group we have, I guess it's a motley crew. Like it's very weird how it just
It's
became.
all happenstance really, but I was just it was just like yo, because we lived on the same floor and I saw that guy every day, yeah, it was a lot easier to talk to him. It was like talk to me or don't talk to nobody, right?
True.
So like you kind of like are forced to like have those conversations, and the fact that we stayed friends is a little better indication, right? Because like there were other people on the floor that like yeah we were forced to be in contact with, but the second we weren't anymore, right? It's like
Hmm.
something like that. So it's a weird grab
Hmm.
bag of things, you know. But
But hey, main point. Sometimes the simple answer is best. Like sometimes it's just trying to figure out the simplest way to do something, then try to do that version first.
damn, best adult dating site xxx69 dot online.
Oh,
They
is
said
that a
it.
comment?
They said it 3 times.
Someone said
It's
that
a
in the
bot,
chat.
bro. It's a bot.
There's a bot in the chat.
There's a bot in the chat. Yo, bro, we got noticed by the bots, bro. We out here. Hey,
Delete them.
I mean,
Yeah. It's probably not a good idea to have someone spamming a porn site in our chat. You
it's not a
know,
porn site. It's an adult dating site.
a porn site or a scam site that's gonna take your money. Um. Anyways, speaking of
Like their messages will be hidden.
speaking of the simple life, the simple path. Are video games bad for you?
Yes. Anyway, no, I generally don't think video games are bad for you. I don't know how else to explain that video games are not bad for you, but the mere fact that like they're just a medium, right? Like they're just a medium to tell stories and share experiences. I know the media likes to focus on things like GTA and Call of Duty, but those are like that's not even touching the surface of video games. Like it's fucking stupid. Um, Especially like Call of Duty, Halo. Some of the best moments in my life were literally playing those games, and it's not because I was out here shooting guns at aliens or whatever. It was because it was literally just me and the homies chopping it up, having a great time. Just like what we were doing on yesterday. It was literally just that, but we were all playing a game. Like literally in college when Destiny dropped, like me, my boy Husto, his friend Norse, which he met this man by playing Destiny. He was literally in California in the military. Would have never ran into this man otherwise. But now it's been like damn near 6 years and they're best buds, bro. Like they have like call each other. They call each other on the phone, bro. My boy Norse's wife is mad at Husto. He's like, this man gonna take my husband away. Bro, their friendship is like really strong and like it's from a video game. Like
That's like EJ. Remember that he brought his boy over from Pittsburgh and we met him?
oh no, I wasn't there.
Oh, you weren't there.
Was
Oh, yeah,
he?
you
Did
weren't.
you meet him playing video games or?
Yeah, he met him playing video games. And
Wild.
yeah, we were there chilling with him. He was cool.
Yeah, like it was just a medium. It was kind of like a social media, especially since the chat lobbies were random, right? So like the chat lobbies were random. Like if you were playing with a party and it was a bunch of random people, you were just literally just talking to random people you don't know nothing about. And if they were cool, you were like, all right, Fridays at this time we're all online. Like we get online, we play a game, and you're bullying, bro. Um, I don't have any long lasting friendships anymore from that stuff, but I used to. I used to have like some friends, some people who was like, yeah, we out, like we're playing the game, you know. Um,
Yeah.
so it's like literally just like I really do consider it the same thing as books and TV. It's just a medium to tell a story. You can connect over it. You can have shared experiences. And like I tell you, like I posted in that Gamer Bowl on Fishbowl. Like it's literally just me talking to a bunch of people who play games. Um, and like a lot of us have shared experiences. A lot of us have different experiences, even playing the same game. But we can sit there and talk about it. So outside looking in, you're like, oh my god, that's so violent. And it's like you're looking at like what two games. That's it. Like COD, GTA, Saint Row was a problem when it dropped. Um, Destroy All Humans, that was a problem when it dropped. I'm trying to think of more problems. Actually, but no one gives a shit. Like the media's not talking about Animal Crossing. Like I don't hear shit about Animal Crossing, bro.
I mean, besides the violence, though, what about the idea of it taking up too much of people's time and attention?
I don't want to
And
hear shit when there are Disney adults that exist.
oh, Disney adult is a weird phrase because I fucking despise that. I feel like Disney adult is like MCU fan. Like it's meaningless. It's a meaningless term.
No, 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 no. I don't think you've really met a Disney adult is why to
No,
understand why
I didn't
that
know.
shit that bro. I'm not even joking. Like they deserve their own phrase. They are crazy. They are insane, bro. It is a sickness, bro.
Seekness.
It's bad. It is absolutely bad, bro. Like I don't know. You just gotta meet one. You have to meet one. You gotta go find one.
I'm good.
You gotta
I'm
go
good on.
find one. You gotta go talk to him. You be like, I understand what he was talking
You know,
about.
actually, sure. I'll find a Disney adult in real
You
life. I don't know how I'm gonna find one. I guess I would
Because it's
go and meet him.
not because a Disney adult
Oh, you
isn't
know
just
what?
someone who's like, oh yeah, no, I've seen all the movies. No, 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 no. It's they've seen all the movies. They have all of the props. They have all of this. I named my kid Leia. I did this. I go to Disney every weekend, and she's like,
Goofy
bro,
ass. Anyways,
yes, yes, it's literally that. You're just like, yo, bro,
oh,
what
we're
the fuck?
judgmental. Apparently, we're judgmental.
Yes, absolutely. I'm judging these people. If I'm getting judged for playing video games, I'm judging you for loving
Oh,
Disney as much as you do,
you don't
bro.
think video games can become an impediment in your life? just
Look,
based on how consuming they are.
look, you can be addicted to a lot of things. I'm not gonna
Hmm.
say here that there's no one addicted to video games, but I'm not gonna look at the one guy addicted to the video games and be like, see, video games is a problem, because that's backwards. That's
Hmm.
backwards, right?
Is it
Like,
possible though that that video games are an addictive medium?
no, I don't think they
You
are.
don't think so?
I do not think they are.
Well, I mean, I don't want to say they're an addictive medium, but I will say it's brilliant the way they develop, like the way video games work, the way they reward you as you're playing is brilliant. It's some brilliant design.
Oh,
It's like
there's
we were
a
talking
whole
about.
bunch of social engineering that goes into video
Yeah,
games. I
yeah,
could talk at length about it because
it's
they
brilliant.
want you to do a bunch of things, right? But there are two types of social engineering that happen in video games, right? There's the social engineering who's like, I want this user to have a really good experience playing this game, and there's the social engineering who's like, I want this person to spend a lot of money, and that's different because the second one, right? That exists in a lot of other places, and it's not just video games. It's just video games is another place where you do it. A lot of the social engineering that goes into the second kind can be found in the gambling centers. They can be found in the movies. Like, bro, Marvel movies are literally designed to be like addicting. They are like the fast fashion of movies, bro. Like you go, you spend your money, and then they bombard you with merchandise. Merchandise like, oh, look how cute Baby Groot is. You can get this, you can get that. Oh my God, look at Rocket
I feel
Raccoon.
like,
Like, bro, literally, like Endgame
I
was
feel like video,
memeable, bro.
I feel like video games are a little more good at it in terms of the design, like based on the age old. Because when you think of video games as an age old concept, what the way they put things together and the social engineering they did is marvelous. Like it's amazing when you sit down and think about it. It's like, oh, it's pretty. The way they designed this and the way they got better and better at it shows they have a very good grasp of how to keep people motivated and interested. You know,
Motivated and interested, but like I'm saying, like, there's two different types of ways. Like, there's a way to like, hey, I
I haven't
want
talking
you
about
to
the paid thing
enjoy,
though.
huh?
I'm talking
Yeah, I'm
about
not. I'm
keeping.
just talking about like, like I'm telling you, there's a way. It's like, all right, I want you to be invested enough to finish this game, but all right, cool. I made them. Not made them, but like I made the game interesting enough that you want to finish it. Because, bro,
I mean,
why would you sit there and play a boring
you did
game?
make them. You did kind of make them
No,
too.
no, no. It's more like it's not like I'm making you do it. It's like I'm doing all this to force you. It's just like I wanted to make an enjoyable experience. So a lot
True.
of the social engineering that happens is like they do a lot of playtests and they find out why the game is boring. Like, cause like you can have a story you want to tell, but if the gameplay is lacking, people aren't gonna play it. So
Yeah.
that's the type of things you have to work out. It's like, oh yeah, like the story is fine or whatever, but during combat, I am getting my ass beat by this one guy because
Oh,
it's invisible. It's just
that's like the
invisible. It's just
That's
like
like the Goldilocks rule. That kind of ties into what we are talking about. Basically, they say the best way to get yourself motivated to do something is it has to be a certain level outside of your ability, but then at the same time easy enough that you can actually do it.
yeah, like that is definitely a thing. That's how Dark Souls works. Dark Souls
Mhm.
is known for being like really really difficult and really really punishing. But if you sit down and just like patiently try, you'll get it. It's not that bad. I've played all of the Dark Souls games. I'm not even like saying I'm the best gamer ever. It's like yeah, you can if you just sit down and play, it, you can do it. And I'm not even saying oh you need to put 4,000 hours in. It's like nah, just sit down and stop trying to like turn your brain off and just run at things. Like just stop doing that and you'll be
Stop
fine.
and pause and think briefly for a
Yeah,
second.
like people hate that shit, bro. People will sit here and talk, "Oh, game is trash, bro," and it's like, no, no, no. You ran in and died 7 times, and
Yo,
that's all you did, bro. Like that's
a long
your
time,
fault, guy.
a long time ago, I was doing an internship, and we'd have these team building exercises. And one of the team building exercises we had to do was we had to find a way to get this egg to the ground without the egg breaking.
Mm-hmm.
And we were with these supposedly the people that I was in this group with. I was just so it was me and this other guy who were good friends in that group and always talked all the time. And I'm just observing. And I mean, you can probably you from being friends with me, you can probably say I am a person who observes very often. Like just I I I observe a lot. Like it just like even things I probably shouldn't be paying so much attention to for some reason I'll be sitting there noticing. Even that probably I got that from fiction. I think reading about Sherlock Holmes and shit made me start doing that shit for real. Like thinking, oh, I wonder if you can do that in real life, and I started doing it. But So I was sitting there watching them, and they were doing what you were just talking about, where they're really trying to rush through it. Like they're just trying to get to the idea fast. Like, oh, let's do this, let's do that, let's do that. I'm looking at them, and every time they'd come up with an idea, immediately I would know I'd be like, that's not going to work because of this, and they weren't listening to me. I would try to tell them certain things because I would stop. I was stopping. I was thinking. I was thinking. I was sitting there thinking, and I'm like, maybe we should do this. Maybe we should do that. And they weren't listening to me. So eventually I just stopped and just started watching them. And then they failed, of course. And then I got feedback on that. The feedback I got was the woman who was watching us because we were being shadowed. She said that you need to learn how to express yourself more because you had a bunch of pretty good ideas, but because you weren't trying to be more proactive, you weren't able to get them into the group. In my head, I was just like, "What do you want me to do?" Like,
Nah,
you
I
put
hate
us in.
feedback like that too, because I got that shit a lot too. But cause like that's happened to me. Where I'm like, hey, no, that's not how that's gonna work. And like, if there's two, three people who are like on board an
Egomaniac.
idea, and you're
Yeah.
one person against it, they're just not gonna listen to you.
Well, I
Especially if
see.
you're all equal, right? Like they're just gonna like, nah, we're
Well,
gonna try it.
my
And it's like,
problem was I was in a group with a bunch of egomaniacs. That's why well, nothing could happen. You can't have a bunch of ego-driven people like that. In
oh yeah,
because
especially whenever you're in one of those groups, like you're all the gifted people. Oh my god, those niggas got the biggest heads, bro, and they're all somehow stuck up their ass.
yeah, they were like the supposed like they were the communicators. Like, oh my
Honestly, I
god.
hate those separation and classifications too, because people will really run with this. Like, I'm a communicator, and they will try to like make that their whole personality. It's like, yo, bro, shut the fuck up. How about
Yeah,
that?
they were
How
idiots. They
about
were
that?
idiots.
That's part of communication. Shutting up. You ever thought about
Basically
that?
what you said, man. It's like they don't want to stop and think. They would just keep running from idea to idea. And on one level, sure, try. Here's what I would say. If you try a bunch of things in succession and then you see they're not working, stop for a second. Just stop. Just stop briefly and think before you do it again, you know?
All
Don't
right.
just sit here. What'd you say?
I said all right, because I was gonna say that trying a bunch of things when you absolutely have no idea what to do, just trying a bunch of different shit, that's a strategy. That is a strategy. That's the brute force method. But look, man, if you got nothing else, maybe just throwing a rock at a wall for a few tries will at least get your brain stimulated to try something. Like,
Exactly.
yeah. But if you're about to throw the rock at the wall and you look at the wall and you see it's glass and you're like, this rock will probably break that glass. Don't do it. Just don't do it.
Don't do it. But yeah, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
But
So
back
would
to
you
the
say,
video game thing, it's just like, so like I look like when I get into the social engineering about video games, like it social engineering sort of has a negative connotation, right?
oh,
Um,
it's not completely negative.
it's not completely negative, but like if you just say it to a random person, they'll be like, "Ooh, I'm being engineered," like like they don't like that.
That's the funny thing. You social engineer without realizing it.
Yes,
You
like
do it all.
it's like a thing, but like a lot of the game design elements, it's just like I want to make a good product, and to make a good product, it has to not be boring. And how do I make it not be boring? Like you literally have to stop and think and be like, all right, here's an example of a social engineering thing that it's not bad, right? So Gears of War found that reloading is boring, right? Reloading a gun is boring in video games, right? So they added a mechanic. It was a little mini game that if you reloaded your weapon, um, you played a little mini game where you had to like hit between this bar, and then like there was like another bar, right? Like another bar. If you hit this one, you get extra strong bullets for a bit, and if you just hit within this bar at all, you reloaded faster. But if you failed, like if you just missed completely, you're going jam, right? That was a little mini game. They noticed that supremely good players were always hitting that middle bar, that perfect thing, right? So they were going around sweeping the game because if they designed the game around those people, they would make the enemies a certain level of strength because they're expecting them to have those stronger bullets, right? And if you went into player versus player, they noticed that like those really good players were decimating the like average player way worse than normal, like compared to like another game like Halo where that mechanic doesn't exist, right? It's because regular like average players they didn't do They didn't do the mini game. They didn't care about it. They were just like, I don't care.
So
And
the mini game made the other players better players.
it isn't. They were already good players. They just took advantage of it. And the average players, like, they just didn't care because, like, in the PVE situation, it doesn't matter. So
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So in this PVE situation doesn't matter. If you're just
Oh,
playing a game, you're just playing a game. It doesn't matter.
so basically, they were already good.
Time out because I'm not
I'm
done.
saying because I'm trying to I'm trying to understand what you're saying. I'm not changing it. So you're saying because they were really good players,
Yes.
when they played the mini game, it gave them the extra special bullets, what made it even worse, and that's why they started decimating everybody.
Yeah, because like think about it this way. So like the good players, if they made the game like the PVE player versus everyone around them, regular average players couldn't play the player versus because they just weren't strong enough to beat the regular enemies because they weren't getting this bonus and like they didn't want to lower the enemy difficulty because then the really good players wouldn't have a good time either because everything would be too easy. So boom bong, this is the big brain idea they had. They also noticed because like they looked beyond the problem. The problem wasn't the minigame, right? They looked beyond it and they found that really good players, they didn't reload. No, they always reloaded before their guns were empty. If they were low, they pressed the reload button because there's no point in waiting. There's no point. Right?
That makes sense.
So they noticed that the average players would only reload after their gun was empty. So they didn't tell anyone this. They added a feature where the last few bullets in your clip had the same special like advantage, right? So then it evened the playing field. So now average players could get through the content, the good players were getting through the content, and like even in the PvP situation, it leveled things out. But they didn't tell anyone that they did this because then the good players would now have two advantages, right? So they noticed what you were doing and were just like, okay.
Wait, so people know about it now? That means the good players.
People know about it now because they got exposed. You know, like it got told eventually.
So did the good players start taking advantage of it?
I mean, like it's so far gone now. Like it doesn't matter. Like no one plays games as much.
Who the hell is Christopher Mann?
What? Who in Christopher Mann indeed?
A number called me and says Christopher Mann. Should I answer it?
Yes. Live.
Hello?
Hello indeed. Stop.
Can you repeat that?
So while we're waiting for him to finish that.
Oh yeah.
Video games aren't bad for you. I don't know who
Give me a
told
second.
you that. It was fake news, right?
Let me mute this real quick.
Yeah. Like fake news. Video games aren't bad for you. I actually think video games can be good for you in a sense because they do foster a lot of critical thinking skills. Even in games like the original God of War, like there were just puzzles that you had to sit down and think about. You couldn't just run through and beat up everybody. You had to like think about these weird puzzles. I actually really like games like that where to progress, like there's a locked door. Like you can't just like not every door in the world is gonna be open, right? Like there probably won't be like elaborate puzzles to unlock it, but you have to figure out a way to go around this locked door. And usually it was like, all right, I know this alternate path over here can be used, so I'll do that. Or maybe you have to go find the key, but like you just gotta use your brain, your medulla oblongata. Sometimes I was talking about how I actually think sometimes video games can be good for you.
What? Sorry.
Can be good for you. Video games.
What can be good for you?
Video games.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I feel like it all comes down to a personality thing, right?
Everything's a personality thing.
Yeah. If you have a certain personality where you get too consumed by things and you like, if you like something, you can't stop yourself from doing it. Then a video games probably would not be a good idea for you because you're going to sit there getting consumed by all the social engineering we were talking about, and you're not going to do anything but play video games. But if you're a person where you can practice restraint a little bit, like you notice the effect something's having on you, and you're like, you know what? Maybe I should do this a little less. Like some people just have that natural thing in them where they're like, I'm starting to notice that I do this thing very often. I'm gonna try and lay off for a little bit just to exercise some self-control.
I also want to clarify that like most video game social engineering, it's not to make you play the game more and more and more. It's just like to finish it. It's like,
Yeah,
hey,
I'm saying it'll
what's
make you
yeah, I was saying like, there's two types. Like
interested
there
in the
are
game.
games that do that. Like Call of Duty definitely has
True.
that extra hit of dopamine. League of Legends has that extra hit of dopamine where, especially like there's a thing in like known in the ranked right where they will make you win a few games, right, and then you'll lose a few games, and then you'll win a few games, and you win a few games, and you lose a few games, and you keep. It's like a weird cycle, and they love to say that this doesn't exist, that there's no losers queue, but like everyone is like, no, there's never a chance, like, cause like there's also a thing you can do on League where you can see the rank of your teammates, right? So say I'm gold, right, and if I get 5 games where all my teammates are the same rank as me, I can say, all right, like my teammates and my enemy, we're all the same rank. All right, skill based game. We gotta work together to beat the other team. But if I drop into a game where everyone else is iron and my enemy team is platinum or even higher rank, I'm gonna be like, what's going on here? You know, like what's going on here? Right? Like if this is my promotional match. If I won this, I would have been platinum, right? But I'm going against like grandmasters on the other side. What kind of bullshit is that, bro? What kind of bullshit is that, Riot?
Just get good, homie.
How am I supposed to get good if I'm facing the best people?
Just get good, bro.
I'm
You
fa-
believe in yourself.
Bro, nah, bro. I remember the first time I even played ranked in a league. I was like, okay, I've gotten better. Like, I'm pretty decent now, right? Let me try a ranked game. I swear I went against the best person I ever. Like, he walked up to me, level 1, and killed me. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Bro, I'm telling you, like, I blinked and I was dead. I was like, I left
Look,
that
man.
game. I was like, never again.
Solution is simple. Just be yourself, bro.
Just be yourself.
Just be yourself.
But, yeah, no. Long story short, I don't think video games are bad for you. They can be good sometimes. It definitely is a personality thing. If you have an addictive personality, like a person who's addicted to things, video games can be addicting. But like
Yep.
we knew that one guy who got addicted to weed. He got addicted
hmm
to weed. Why? It's not like weed has any inherent addictive qualities. It's just he had that kind of personality.
I mean, it does have addictive qualities, though.
Doesn't. Sugar has more addictive qualities than weed.
True, true. But I mean, weed does like in itself have addictive qualities. Like
I don't
I
think
feel
it
like that's
does. Hold on.
it does. THC is an addictive thing. You didn't know that? THC is very addictive. Not insanely addictive, but THC in itself,
I
that
don't remember THC being
thing.
addictive.
No, it is. I remember reading
I was
about it.
saying I don't remember that. I'm looking into it right
Because
now.
it,
Not
it is
WebMD.
the
Oh,
dopamine shit. It fucking fucks with that your whole dopamine or whatever, all that nonsense. But a lot of things do that. So a lot of things can. Not that weed is not any more addictive than many other things. So I'll give you that. But yeah, like it is an addictive thing. That's all I'm trying to say. And I think that's part of the problem as to why so many people will get addicted to weed because we've pushed this idea that it isn't addictive so much. So people think that you can just smoke weed all day and you'll be fine. It's like, no, you're gonna start to crave it. You're gonna crave it. Have you ever met have you don't hang around potheads
I
often,
don't.
right? Yeah. I don't hang around them, but I'll work with them. And boy, man, the way if you would it would sound like they're talking about crack, the way they'll sit there and they'll just be the whole day talking about, man, I wish I could smoke a blunt, bro. As soon as I get home, I'm gonna smoke a blunt.
It
I'm gonna smoke a
seems
blunt.
that people are
Yeah.
like the thing it does to you is addictive, while the thing itself might not be addictive.
True. Man, that distinction is so
Yes, it's weird, right? Because it's like, but like, because it's weird. But that's what I'm reading. That's just what it's saying
yeah.
here. I don't know what
Yeah,
to
it's
tell
just
you.
like, when you're around these potheads, bro, man, they'll literally get in bad moods. That's what started making me realize that weed is not.
That's not. Don't mess with that then.
Yeah, they start to get in bad moods, bro. When they don't have their blunt for the day, they'll be mad, just like a normal drug addict. I was like, damn, you guys think you're better than normal drug addicts? You have the same traits.
You wanna know
Same
what
trait.
bothers me about stuff like that though? Is like, if you're in a bad mood, keep it to yourself.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the problem. Like, usually people can, right?
But I'm
But
guessing
if,
like they can't. It's like this that
yeah,
moved.
yeah, like it's like they really feel like their whole day is fucked because they didn't get their blunt. You know,
That's crazy. That's
that's
crazy.
how some of them act. I think it's not even just the weed itself though. Some of them do be smoking crazy weed with like altered, like spliced with shit. So that's probably why they be acting like that. Because that's the other thing. This happens with everything. Because even alcohol does this, but alcohol is definitely a fucking drug. But um, when they smoke weed for a long period of time, you know, their tolerance starts to grow, and then what ends up happening is they have well, they do have a choice, but they want something stronger. You know, they can't just decide, you know, I like the way it calms me down. Let me just keep smoking it because it calms me down. No, they're like, I want it to have the same effect it had on me when I was 15. So then they they start trying the crazier shit, and then they fuck up their lives. Yeah.
You sound like those ads. Weed is a gateway drug.
Well, no, not even. That's the funny thing. Weed is a gateway drug to other kinds of weed. That's
Facts.
what it is.
Yeah.
To other kinds of weed.
Well, no, because
Like the
I know what you're talking about. I did know one guy who was like, man, you hear him talking, he's like, I thought you were talking about weed, but it's not like you talking about magical potions and shit. Like, bro, what is good? What is good, bro? Relax yourself. Relax yourself.
and that's why these Americans, bro, they'll go to Jamaica and they'll try the Jamaican weed and they'll be like, yeah, it's not that good. And the reason they think it's not that good is because they're used to this fucking mutant Terminator shit they smoking over here. So they go to Jamaica and all they're doing is smoking the shit they literally got out of the ground. They're like, it don't hit. It's like it don't hit because your neurons are all fucked. That's why it doesn't
Bro,
hit.
I heard about this weed detox thing
Mhm.
where it's like you stop smoking so it hits harder later. And I was like, bro, if you ever had to do some shit like that, you should just stop.
You should stop
You should
doing
just
it.
stop. Bro, I remember this one person was like, oh yeah, it gives me a headache if I smoke it for too much, so I gotta like take a break and then I go back. It's like, just stop smoking it. Just stop. What do you mean to give you a headache, bro?
What
Just
the fuck?
stop.
What a blood clot. Yo, yo. That reminds me of when we were watching fucking that Transformers movie, and they trying to build Optimus, and like we're trying to build Optimus,
But
but
it
it
keeps
keeps looking
looking like
like
Megatron.
I was like, just stop. Just stop. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's like, just stop it. Yo, if I was there, like one of the what do you call them? The contractors there, and I overheard him say that, I would have quit that day. I was like, yeah, this is a bullshit waiting to happen. I'm gonna go home and spend some time with my family before Megatron ends the world. Like, what the fuck? Like, yo, man. And the worst part is you see stupid shit like that in movies, and you're like, oh man, these people in movies are dumb. But they do shit like that in real life too. It's like they would do the same thing in real life. They would keep fucking with it. And then end up building Megatron, and that nigga would turn to Galvatron and kill us
It's
all.
like, yo, bro, how was I supposed to know? What do you mean how you supposed to know? You out here recreating Jesus and looking like the devil. What the fuck?
It's like, what do you mean? How you supposed to know? This stone tablet literally warned you not to do exactly what you were doing.
Bro,
It's like,
I wouldn't be surprised if the head of Megatron was like, yo, by the way, when you finish to my body, I'm gonna murder all of y'all. He's like, that's just a bug, bro.
say, he just chatting, bro. He just chatting.
Yeah, he just says random things sometimes, you know. Stuff he picked off the internet. He's like, nah, Jimmy, I'm talking to you. Yeah, another random thing. Nah, Jimmy, who lives at this address has this any kids.
He just got that from the internet. It's like,
Yeah,
no, you don't
he just
understand.
Googled my address, bro. Like,
He's like, no, I have memories of my home planet. None of that shit on the internet. But anyways, yeah, man, fuck. But yeah, I think video games are pretty
they're pretty groovy.
yeah, I think they do teach you stuff because even like I was playing a little bit of Temple Run and playing some Fruit Ninja. And as I'm playing it, I'm like, oh man, this really can improve your your
Hand-eye
focus.
coordination.
Yeah, your hand-eye coordination and your focus, because then you have to actually turn your brain on to play the game. You know, if you're not paying attention, and it can be a little relaxing. Like I was,
Oh man, you just touched on the thing. I thought everyone's always like video games are so mindless. I'm like, bro, what game are you playing that's so mindless, bro? Like, what game
yeah,
are you playing? Even
yeah,
Tetris, you gotta have mad concentration, bro. Like, You fuck
Yes.
up once, you're done, bro. You're
Yeah, like
donezo.
something as simple as Temple Run. You have to pay attention to what you're doing. Like if you stop paying attention, or like if you look away and look back, you can fuck up. Like it's like come on, like even something as simple as that. Like heck, the kid that I'm usually like watching and making sure is okay. He fucked me up. That little kid. He touched the screen as I was playing the game. Fucking killed me. I
You're
almost
like,
got
oh
mad.
man, if I wasn't getting paid.
Like, oh, you motherfucker. Man's touched the screen and killed me. I was like, yo, why you did that?
Bro, get your own Temple Run.
Yeah, get your own temple. But yeah. Anyways, speaking of
Video
kids doing
games.
oh sure, yeah. Speaking of video games, have you heard about Elon Musk playing the game of life with Twitter? You know?
Look, man.
Like, have you heard what
Weren't
he's
we talking about Twitter last time?
true, but they're accusing him of banning people now. Like he's banning people he doesn't agree
Bro, I
with.
feel it's so wild that like, all right, Elon owns the thing, right? But it's not
Yeah.
like he's just like he got the keys. He turned the car on. He's like, time to ban people. I'm ruining Twitter for everybody. I was like,
Mhm.
yo, if people are getting banned, like, I don't think he has, like, he definitely has direct ability, but hey, can you ban that person? But for my man to really be sitting here just waiting, it's like going through a whole list of like, ban him, ban him, ban him, ban him. Like, it sounds a little goofy. Like, I definitely need a little more info. Just a little more
Yeah,
info.
it's hilarious because let's say it was a big leftist figure. Let's say Twitter was a conservative platform or like a platform that was known for pushing conservative values, right? And a big leftist takes over and then people start getting banned. If you were to point out in your head, like you were just like, that seems kind of weird that this person take over, people would accuse you of being a conspiracy theorist. But now those same people who would accuse you of being a conspiracy theorist are now screaming conspiracy in this moment, saying that Elon bans people he doesn't agree with and that kind of stuff. It's like maybe you just broke the rules. Twitter, you guys didn't when conservatives were complaining about it and complained about being shadow banned and stuff. You guys said they were just crazy people. You know what I mean? I mean, shadow banning is definitely a thing, but like, where would like you said, where would Elon even get this? Like, it's not like I don't think anyone at Twitter necessarily likes Elon, right? Like, it's not like they're happy that Elon took over. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So where would he get this support from within the staff to just start banning people?
I don't know. Well, he already apparently he took over and a bunch of people got fired, and I don't know if he
Yeah.
fired them or like some other
Oh, no,
people fired them.
no, I think it was him. I think he did
I
it.
don't I don't know how Twitter's run. Like I don't know if he was like, oh, by the way, fired this many people. You know, like
Yeah.
I don't
Well, I think
have all the info.
it was a money thing. I think like they were trying to save money, so they started firing people. They fired a bunch of executives and shit.
Bro, they got fired. They got paid to leave, bro.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like people making it seem like, oh man, important. They got paid to leave, bro.
Leave. And they're just gonna end up working at some new social media site anyway.
Bro, you don't understand how much money they got paid to leave, though. Like Ben knows one of them, and they told me. I was like, I wish I got fired too.
If Ben knows a Twitter exec,
Bro, it's not just exec. Like not just execs got
I
fired.
think does he know an exec?
No, he's not even an exec, bro. So this
This was-
man isn't even an exec, and he got that much money to
What,
leave.
what was he? What was he? If you don't mind
Just a
me.
fucking software engineer.
Okay. And then how? You don't want to mention how much you got paid, do
I
you?
don't even remember the exact amount, but it was
That
enough
was a
money.
crazy.
It was enough money that I was like, I wish I got fired too. I was like, God.
Was it in the range of like the let's say
Also, if you want to
80?
really know, you want to really know some shit. I don't know. I probably shouldn't even say this on camera actually, so I won't say it.
Why not?
I don't know.
Well, type it in the chat so I can see what it was.
Type it to you. All right, here.
Yeah.
I'll put it in general because bro, it was kind of crazy.
I just want to see if it's how crazy it is to see if it's something you probably could say, or is it a personal thing?
It's kind of about that one specific guy. It would be very identifying. That's why I don't want to say it.
Oh, okay, forget it. Yeah.
So I'll still type it so you know.
There's no way you can make it general.
No, it's a very specific thing. And like
Okay.
even like maybe it happens often. Um,
Well, yeah, man. You think this is gonna actually impact Twitter in any way? You think
bro,
Twitter's
who
gonna?
gives a shit? You don't even use Twitter.
No, I don't. But I
Like
think I.
all like yo, the worst thing that can happen is everyone stops using Twitter and there's just a new Twitter. Like someone just makes new Twitter and then we're just having the same thing again. And
TikTok.
Elon spent $1 billion on nothing because
Did you
he
send it?
died. You know.
No. Um. But yeah, man. Yeah, I personally don't think he. Well, I mean, maybe he is, but why do people care so much about being fucking banned from something as shitty as Twitter anyway?
Well, it's the idea of free speech, and Elon was talking out his ass about how much he loves
That
free
is what. Yeah,
speech.
that's what I want to talk about. Is he a
So,
hypocrite?
um, look, like I said, if he's out here banning people, then yeah. But like I said, I don't know if he's personally out here banning people. Cause maybe it's like Elon. Cause like, bro, you think there's not Elon fanboys in in executives of Twitter or whoever has the power to ban people? So they're like,
Probably.
man, Elon's my manager now. Maybe I'll on his behalf start banning people. Like people do goofy shit like that all the time.
Hmm. But I highly doubt that in like that there are that many in the Elon camp.
You don't need that many. You need like one. Cause,
Hmm.
'cause, like they just banning people off Twitter, bro. Like it's not rocket science to ban someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It's really
I
that.
don't know. I also like, bro. The more you talk about the man, the more money he makes. Just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Make your little
Yeah.
tweet. Don't pay him $8 if you really don't fucking want to. Because guess
Oh,
what?
dude.
You can still post on Twitter. I'm gonna post on Twitter right now. Give me a second.
Man, I love Elon Musk. Elon Musk is awesome. I think he's a cool guy. I like that that he I feel like he brings attention to the absurdity of our lives. You know what I mean?
Here,
Like his
there I tweeted my exact tweet. I don't know, man. This don't seem worth $8.
well,
That's it.
you
No,
paid
I
for
didn't
it.
pay it.
Oh, but it's like that you're probably gonna get mad likes on that shit.
I don't
You
have any followers. I'm barely following anyone. Like I'm not.
you might get lucky. Sometimes it happens. Like you'll make a little
I made
post.
a tweet the other day and it had like 150 people looking. And I was like, what the fuck? 150
Yeah,
people? That's crazy. I have like two views. What do you mean?
interesting. But anyways, yeah, I feel like people like Elon bring attention to the absurdity of our reality, like the thing we believe to be our reality. And that's why I love the guy, man. I just feel like I like these larger than life characters that just I just show you just how stupid this world we live in is, you know?
Though I heard that he might like help you monetize your Twitter, which would be good. A lot of people would become rich overnight, bro, if you can monetize your Twitter.
That's the other thing. Now, if people are now able to monetize their Twitter, like I think we mentioned this last time, you're just gonna get mad fucking what's the word I'm looking for?
Thirst traps,
Not even just thirst traps.
because those already exist. But
Grifting and a bunch of hot takes that are just so stupid because people are just gonna start trying to get attention. Because you're already Twitter's about getting attention. Now you can make money. Well, a lot of those people are making money, not through Twitter necessarily, but now you can also make it through Twitter. Oh my god, it, people are gonna go nuts, bro. People are gonna go nuts, and those thirst traps. I mean, those are just gonna continue. Those have been going on since before, like you said. But who knows how crazy those thirst traps might get? Maybe people might even stop making like political takes now, just become girls. Adding
People will become girls, bro.
girls,
They will become girls. You said.
they will become girls. Yeah. Well, it's just like you just have like a what's that girl named Amaranth or whatever?
Yeah.
Like you got her with Trump 2020 across her her bra. Shit, they probably just start paying people to make tweets for them. That would be crazy, bro. Crazy. Man.
Bro, can I go buy God of War right now?
Yeah. Man, Amaranth is something else. Volunteer on Tuesdays, bro.
It's today's Tuesday.
I guess. Man,
Wait, this man
EJ,
volunteered. He got a job and a second job. This man need to sit down. Also,
well,
delete that from the agenda.
it's in the agenda.
Yes, you asked him in the agenda. Is why.
Yeah, it's what we were talking about, man. People always think the solution is to do more rather than do less,
Hmm.
or to do things specifically.
Sometimes you gotta do things specifically.
Like,
Pacifically, even.
it's like, oh, I want to have
Maybe
more
in
money.
Atlantic.
I want to have more money. Let me go get another job. Or you could just stop spending as much. It's like, what do you mean?
Ooh.
Well, it's like you have all these streaming services. You pay for this, you pay for that. Cut a few of those things off that you don't use, and you'll have more money. They don't stop to think. It's like also you go out to eat every day of the week. Like maybe if you stop doing that,
Bro, I
you'd
save
have
so much money by doing that because I don't buy groceries. You ever think about that, bro? I stopped buying groceries because I'm going out to eat. Come on, bro. Use your Mundu blah 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 blah, bro. Come on.
no. That's more. It would cost more. Buying the groceries would save you money.
Oh
Unless
man.
if you eating some garbage ass food that's gonna kill you in 2 years,
I
sure you're
I
probably
only
still,
eat Mc I only eat McChickens, bro.
yeah.
I
Like you,
only I only eat
and
McChickens.
you eat a
Um,
McChicken and get like a soda, one McChicken, one soda, and that's
bro,
all
and
you
I
eat.
and I say that sort of for the whole day because you get the fucking three gallon drink for $1.
Yeah, it's like let's say you do that, you eat that, and then I don't know, you just drink water at home, and then like oh well, but then how many McChickens would you need to survive for the day?
Well, back when I was thinking this show goes back when they were $1, right? Let's say four. You know, you can have
Four.
one for lunch, two for lunch, two for dinner. You don't even have no breakfast.
So that's five. That's $4. Well, now it would be like five, damn near $6 a day, right? So $6 plus the soda, maybe
That's
like
$7.
$7 a day, and then that's 7 days of the week.
That's 49.
$49.
Actually, no. Just don't eat on the weekends, bro. Just don't eat. Don't eat on the week.
$49 a week is not that bad,
It's not, bro.
but
You're not living life,
your
bro.
health, your health.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're not living.
So if you
That's
were
two hundred
crazy,
dollars a month, bro. That'd be cheaper than groceries.
yeah, $300 a month.
Two.
Two. Oh, there's a guy who says you can if you well you can't do that shit anymore with inflation. But he used to spend $100 on groceries a month. But he did it because he did it a very specific way. Like you can't spend under $100 unless you go there specifically with the intention.
Yeah, no,
And
you gotta start clipping coupons again, bro. Because these people out here, but bugging, bro. Like, bro, how much is a chicken breast? Like that shit's
where
damn near $20.
oh yeah well yeah now when you go to the grocery store you're gonna spend damn near 50 even if you have like a tiny amount of stuff like it's
Bro, I
crazy.
remember I just got a sandwich. I was like, this is bread, ham, some mayo. They were like, all right, $50. I was like, just three things here. What do you mean $50?
Let's go Brandon, right?
What?
You don't know that meme? Let's
No,
go Brandon. Oh,
no.
basically, it was this baseball game. The crowd was chanting "Fuck Joe Biden," and the reporter goes, "You hear that? They're saying Let's go Brandon," as you said, and then it became a meme. So now people say "Let's go Brandon," and you know exactly what they actually mean. I saw someone have that on their car. Let's go Brandon. I was like,
That's
hilarious.
crazy. That's
Yeah.
actually insane. Shout out to her for trying her best.
Oh, you know, there's a house when I'm on my way to get this kid in his neighborhood. There's a house with a Trump thing, a Trump flag. So funny. I never expected to see one out here in New York for real. I don't really see them, so I was surprised. I was like, oh wow, that's interesting. They're just out here displaying that.
What is a
Yeah,
Trump flag even?
it has his thing Trump on it. I think it has. I think the old one had 2020 on it. I think that's the one they
Oh,
had.
like
I
his
don't.
campaign banner.
Yeah, it's blue. I think it has. I think it's. Is it red? I think it's red around the rim. But yeah, the letters are white. I think. But man, that shit was. I was like, oh wow, you never really. I never. There's this YouTuber named Joey Salads, right? He used to make really fake prank videos that were just terrible. right? And one of the videos he made, I think I told you about it. Why I found this shit so funny, and why it was like so obviously fake from the moment I saw it. So basically, he's like, I leave my car with Trump stickers in the hood, right? And he puts the Trump stickers on the car,
Oh
and
yes, yes. And then people they got pipes, and they're like,
they
yeah.
walk up, yeah, they walk up out of nowhere and start smashing the car to pieces. And he got exposed because
Some guy
someone,
in the window is like recording him, right?
yeah, recorded him talking to them and telling them what they got to do. Like you see them setting it up.
Bro, but even if you didn't have that, it's like it was so fake. He's like, I'm gonna leave my car in the hood in this random lot, not on the street or anything, in this random lot with this obvious camera setup, right? I was like, come
Yeah,
on, bro. Also, like, like it wasn't parked. It was in a random lot. What the fuck, right?
yeah,
That was one. Two, he walks away and then he made it seem like it was a time lapse. Nah, bro. They walk up right after. They walk up right after, bro. He walk out of frame, they walk in frame. It was kind of goofy. It was
yeah.
kind of goofy.
So funny when they walk in with the pipes and start
And then it
smashing.
wasn't even that they just walked in with the pipes. It's like they looked at it. Like this one guy was like investigating it, and then he summons his homies. I was like, yo, what hood is this, bro? Cause this is some goofy ass niggas, bro.
It's Dunzeldorf.
Dundledorf niggas wouldn't do some shit like that, bro.
They
Dundledorf
would
niggas
just
they
they
better
pull
than
out
that.
they'll pull out a flamethrower and set the car on fire.
They better than that, bro.
I was watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and remember the part at the end when I mean you claim you didn't see it even though you were sitting there watching with it.
I generally don't remember what the fuck you're talking
He
about.
there's a part in the fucking movie where he pulls out a flamethrower. And it's just so funny. It's just so ridiculous. And he burns a person in a pool with a flamethrower. Yeah.
Bro, it has Leonardo DiCaprio in it?
Yeah. You saw it. We watched this together. We were sitting there watching it. Leo and Brad Pitt.
Who the fuck's Brad Pitt?
Man, Brad Pitt's my father.
Definitely not.
Yeah, he is.
Nah.
Yeah, he is. He's my dad. Brad Pitt's my father.
Oh, this movie. Oh, with the weird break-in thing.
That's what he sets the bitch on fire. It was just funny how he did it. He went and got his flamethrower. Like you can see on his face that he remembered he has a flamethrower, that he went and got it and
This
set her
movie
ass on
was
fire.
goofy as hell, but not in a good way.
In a great way. What are you talking about? The movie was fucking amazing. That part in
Yo,
the
I
end,
forgot this entire movie. I gotta watch it again. I forgot everything about
it
this.
changes genres in the end out of nowhere.
Yeah, it does. It does. Holy shit. I literally forgot what the
It's
fuck.
so funny.
I can't believe I watched this.
I mean, it does. The end of it is a lot like Inglorious Bastards, where it just
I didn't watch
becomes
that one.
basically at the end of Inglorious Bastards, it just becomes insane. Like they just start shooting up everybody and they light everybody on fire. Like he does shit like that on purpose. I'm pretty sure because like it's like the tone just shifts. That was a good movie, man. When I was watching it again, I was like, this is a great film. Yeah,
Got 3.1.
3.1 what
That's
stars?
it. Elon Musk bans impersonation without parody label on Twitter.
Mhm.
Bro, no. I fucks with, well, I don't know all the details, so I'm not gonna say I fucks with it. But it really got me tight that there were literally accounts on Instagram that were literally basically pretending to be like a famous person. Like
Yep.
there was like Bella Proach's account is like Bella.Proach. I probably saying her last name. And then I saw Bella.Proaches or Bella S.Proach. And like they would literally just like go to her account,
Take her
download the
pictures.
video, and just post it. And like
Yeah.
have the same caption. And I reported it as impersonation. I was like, yo, this is a person pretending to be someone else. And Instagram was like, no, they're not.
When I was a kid, there's this guy named Brandon Nico Smith. He was like a Disney Channel actor. He was in that show Sunny with a Chance.
Yeah, that black guy,
Um,
right?
yeah, and I impersonated him. I made an account and pretended to be him, and I would talk to people, and these idiots would fall for it. That shit was so fun.
Did you get banned?
I didn't get banned, no, but I stopped using the account eventually. Yeah. Or are you saying what? Is there someone in the chat that got
No, I
banned?
was wondering if you got banned.
No, I just stopped using it, and then no one figured out that I wasn't him. And it was weird. I would talk to these people, Well, I think it was all teenagers because I was a teenager when I was doing this. And I'll talk to them, pretending to be Brandon Nico Smith. And sometimes other people, they would introduce me to other people in prison. I don't believe he's Brandon Nico Smith. I'm like, okay. Good times, good times. Oh man, that was so funny. Probably couldn't get away with it now. I probably would get banned
Bro,
really
is
fast.
this what is this what? So I was looking at what accounts were getting banned off Twitter, right? Because like I wanted to know more about it. So Elon tweeted that going forward, Twitter handles engaging in impersonation without clearly specifying parody will be permanently suspended, and a bunch of people apparently changed their names to Elon Musk, and then like they were mocking him and doing a bunch of stuff. So people are saying, "Oh, you're banning people for mocking you." It's like,
Like,
nah,
no,
he beforehand said that he's banning this. Then they did it, and then they fucked around and found out. That's what happened.
they didn't fuck around and found out. They did that on purpose. They knew full well what would happen. That was coordination. They're like, okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make accounts, get banned, and then pretend he banned me just for messing with him. They were chasing clout, bro. They were chasing clout.
Also, any name change will lose verified check mark.
Cause that's stupid, man. That's dumb. But people love doing that shit. People love pushing a rule and then trying to pretend that they were persecuted when they get punished for it. Man. Anyways, let's see what else we got on this agenda. Yeah, doesn't look like we have anything else. You got any hypotheticals in your head that you've been
Nah,
thinking about?
I really want to answer the one that EJ posted before.
Which one was it?
We
We can talk
can't
about
we
that.
can't talk about it.
Oh, you want to wait till he's
Yeah,
around? Well,
because
he's
he's
not
here.
around. This motherfucker
He's
wants
here
to
tomorrow. What do you mean?
he wants to spend his life in servitude. He's not gonna, he's not gonna be
Alright,
with us.
chill.
I'll just play it around. But all right, I got a hypothetical for you.
All right.
Got a hypothetical. Would you rather? Would you rather not work at all, but only have like enough for basic necessities, like basic necessities, but you never have to work, or be super fucking rich, you have all the money you could ever want, but you have to work insane 60-hour weeks. But you're fucking rich, you're loaded to the max.
What happens if I quit?
You can't quit. In this hypothetical, once you take the job, it's over. You're working those 60 hours for the rest of your life.
60 hour week.
Yeah.
Man, I would be living for the weekend, and that doesn't sound like any type of life to live. Really, it doesn't at all. All right, so can I work if I want to in the other one? Like, can I like
No,
stream?
the other one you can never work again. And you can only have basic necessities.
So I'd be all right. I'd have all the free time, and I couldn't do nothing with it.
No, you don't have any money.
Like, I couldn't do anything with it. Like that's crazy, bro.
Or
Basically, I wouldn't even be able to buy video games because I couldn't afford it, bro.
only basic necessities. Like maybe you can have like a television or something.
I'd
No,
have
television.
internet.
Okay, you have internet but no television. Because in this world, we can say internet has become somewhat of a necessity.
So I'd have internet, but I would have. Would I have a computer? I'd have the basicest model of a computer, huh?
What's basic model computer?
Like it's
Everything
Arnold,
you have is basic. Yeah.
and I would streaming be counting as a job?
No, we'll just say you're just doing that for fun, but you can't make any money
I
from
can't
it.
make the second I make money from it. What happens?
I don't know. Maybe they just take it from you.
I just get randomly banned. They're like, I don't know, something wrong with your account, ban. Because I'm just like, I get, because bro, like it's not a choice. Like I have to work the 60-hour weeks. Because like only having your basic necessities, like I couldn't do anything. I'm not even saying
Let's
like I want to go out and like
let's
spend
see.
all the money, but it's like wow, I have the time to like do the things I want, but I can't do the things I want.
Yeah, because like some people are very like their things they find happiness and joy from are very simple, right? Like, let's say
I'm saying
like
like I couldn't even buy a book to read.
true. All right, let's say you were given a weekly allowance of like $100.
Can I save it?
No, you have to spend it every week.
Jesus Christ. I'd buy gift cards. I'd buy gift cards.
See, he's sitting here trying to figure out how to
I would
get.
buy a bunch of gift cards.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, because that's how you'd find your way to happiness. Just buy gift cards for things.
Every week.
But no, but then you let's say no, because your net worth has to be underneath a certain amount.
The gift cards aren't tracked anywhere. Gift cards aren't tracked anywhere.
No, let's imagine like in this scenario,
Like
in order for all
supreme being just
yeah,
monitoring me. Like
watching.
it can just assess stuff that, bro. But even if I spend $100 every week, if I buy something that's worth $100, right? I now have something that's worth $100. If I did that every week, I'd have something that's worth at least $5,000.
I suppose they won't let you buy anything for like appliances. You have to waste the money. Like you can only
waste the money.
You can only use it to do things.
And I can't make any money.
No. Your face.
Yo, because I'm thinking about it.
It's like neither option is that attractive.
It's not. It's not at all. You basically ask me like, yo, have all the time in the world, but nothing. You can't do nothing with it, or have no time.
Have no time. Yeah, it's like it just shows you what living in extremes looks like, right?
Because like, look, at this point, I'd work the 60-hour weeks just so I could do other things, like.
Yeah, but you're not gonna want to do shit on those weekends, bro.
I'm not. Actually, no.
Yeah.
I'd have enough money to pay people to do all the things, so I could do whatever I want. I don't need to do laundry. I don't need to take care of my house.
Right. But you'd be basically what would happen, I think, if you worked the 60 hours and you were super rich, you'd probably develop a drug habit and a bunch of other stuff.
Oh, I'd probably buy a bunch of drugs and prostitutes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's probably what would end up happening.
I would do. Like, what else? I don't got time for nothing else, bro.
Exactly. You just develop a drug habit, and like you said, be sleeping with women and shit. But yeah, heck, you might yeah. Even the other thing, you can develop a drug habit. Because let's say like nice, because the thing we have all the time in the world, you can still you have $100, you can buy drugs.
The shit kind of drugs.
True. No, not drug. Not some drugs aren't that expensive. I'll tell you what though. When I was watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, if I had to choose in that scenario, I'd probably choose the basic necessities thing. Only because I already enjoy not spending money that much, so I'd be happy.
It wasn't just spending money. Because I was like, I don't give a fuck about spending money. But I was like, all right. Because I really thought about what's the basic necessity. I'd have a roof over my head, right? Like, look, I'm not looking down on us. I'd have a roof over my head. I'd have internet, but I might not even have a computer. Like, you have internet, but you can't use it. Like, so and like, bro, I don't want to just sit here like sitting on YouTube all day. Like that shit would drive you mad.
All I need is the computer. I mean, I watch YouTube a lot.
That shit would drive you mad.
I just like writing
all day, driving, like, bro. And then it's like, all right, you're writing, or like,
yeah.
And it's just a lot of the things that I want to do. Like, I'm not saying you necessarily need money.
Yeah, you in particular, yeah.
But it's like I want to like build things. Like I need to go get materials, you know.
Yes.
I would need to go get materials.
It's not a way I would want to be forced to live. It's something I would want to be able to choose. You know what I mean? Like I like not spending money because I have the choice not to spend the money. But it's different if I no longer have the choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
freedom through the that I can choose to limit myself and choose restraint. You know? But yeah, man. Anyways. What I was gonna say though is when I was watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he tried an acid dipped cigarette. And that made me think, and I was like, oh man, I think I would want to try that. That sounds awesome. This in a cigarette form, it sounds cool. I think I'm gonna try one.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm gonna try one.
No.
Anyways, that's it for us tonight. Vanguard out, and catch you same bad place, same bad time.